Hello everybody, Gannon here, joined by Dylan.
Hello everybody.
And we are back at it again with another episode of the OnePod podcast. There was a humongous break. It was like 2 weeks at least. And then also there was, big headlines about Oda being sick during this whole pandemic shit going on. I didn't really look much into it. I don't know if he had COVID or something, if he was just feeling down. But Oda-san was feeling a little bit sick, so we were all stiff in our boots. Hopefully he's doing better now. But we are here and we're going to be reviewing chapter 992 named Remnants. And wow. What a crazy chapter. What an absolutely crazy chapter. For one thing, I'm going to make a video criticizing Big Mom soon. And I have even much more of a reason to criticize her, because Big Mom just continually allows herself to get disrespected. Big Mom allowed herself to be thrown out of Onigashima by Jinbei, who is basically, to her, a traitor, somebody who left her crew and committed treason against her, allowed the Straw Hats to leave her territory unscathed, and defied her in every way possible, and then not only that, straight up threw her out the fucking banquet. Okay, and she did not come back into the hall in a fit of rage. Instead, being the numbskull that she is now getting distracted by Perospero. She is literally getting distracted. It almost seems like she doesn't really care what just happened at the banquet. She is talking to Perospero, and people need to be reminded that Perospero is no joke. He actually is a pretty accomplished pirate with a bounty of 700 million berries. He's got the candy fruit, which can produce a sea slug that is immune to seawater, which is crazy. But anyways, he's talking to Big Mom and kind of questioning her choice to form an alliance with Kaido. And she's like, you just gotta trust me, homie. You just gotta trust me. I'm top dog. You just gotta trust me, Perospero. Get the fuck out of my way. You're a little bitch, and I can crush you with my hand alone. And then we scroll down, and of course, yes, baby, yes. Marco. Fan favorite Marco over here, just a little bit on fire. Don't know why he's on fire. Maybe he's just, prepping, just making sure everything's ready, but it makes him look fucking badass. He's holding his newly acquired glasses, how there's always, that glasses anime character who, fixes their glasses, and sometimes they put their index finger in the middle and they just push it up while they say some smart shit. It always looks pretty cool. Yeah, so that's what Marco's going for right now. So Marco's always looking fucking badass. He says, I see. In that case, despite your invitation to work together, it would seem our mutual goal of vanquishing the ogre Kaido is no more, Perospero. Oh, Marco, I thought you were better than this, helping out these whippersnappers. So sad how Whitebeard's remnants have lost their way. You sure you're not mistaking the meaning of the word remnants, Big Mom? And she's like, huh? And he says, do you think that Pops' voice is still binding us to his will? Everyone who's left is free. That's right, dead men give no orders. Do as you will. And she's, looking pretty menacing here. And what's her Wanda, that's her name. Wanda is saying, Carrot, where are you going? To avenge Pedro, I know who I saw. And dude, Wano is fucking up power scaling, bro. Fucking it up. So unless Carrot actually goes out and does the Sulong form again, and that's the only way I see her beating Perospero.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't see her being Perospero any other way besides
in her base form, dude. If she beats Perospero in the base form, I'm going to be a little bit salty.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
Because like I just said, dude, that's disrespectful to Perospero. He's the first son of Big Mom. He has got these accolades. He's an accomplished pirate. He's got a big bounty and a great fruit ability. He's a New World pirate. If Carrot can beat him in the base form, that is bullshit.
No. Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you evidence as to why Carrot definitely can't beat him in her base form, right? Pedro, right, couldn't beat him in his base form, right? He had to literally sacrifice himself and blow himself up to even manage to slow him down a little. So there's no way Carrot's gonna be able to beat him in her base form.
And on top of that, Pedro seemed to have a decently high diff fight against Baron Tama in his base form, and that seems like that was the limits of his ability.
Yeah.
Is just barely being able to defeat, quote-unquote, Baron Tama in a fight. So, yeah, he did really need... No, I'm pretty sure Baron Tama, like, made it out scot-free because he has got one of the weirdest fucking fruits in all
It's hilarious.
It's so fucking weird. It's just got... Yeah, it's a weird fucking fruit, dude. Basically got out scot-free, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, you're right about that, Dylan. Pedro actually had to give his life in order to defeat Perospero. So
like, really defeat him, he just took an arm.
Yeah. You know, in order to let the Straw Hats escape, basically. And Perospero's fine now. He's just got a candy arm, which he seems to be able to use just fine, like his old arm. He went Aokiji method on it. Yeah. So, yeah, if Carrot basically has to get in that Sulong form, or I'm going to be raging up a storm. But anyways, it's alluded here, Marco said himself, in that case, despite your invitation to work together, it would seem our mutual goal of vanquishing the Ogre Kaido is no more. So, it wasn't shown on panel, but that right there alludes to the fact that the reason why Perospero and Marco were just kind of chilling together in previous chapters, we have some explanation. They were planning on going and fighting Kaido themselves. Because Perospero was probably very suspicious of Big Mom's decision to form an alliance with him. But now that that's all been, you know, kind of explained, Big Mom's like, yeah, we're doing this alliance. This is, you know, this is what I'm doing on my authority. Marco and Perospero are no more. And another really badass thing here is just how everybody gives Marco respect. Even Big Mom.
Yeah.
Even Big Mom in this very moment. Like, Marco just straight up was like, are you sure you're not mistaking the meaning of the word remnants? Like, he's kind of talking to her on an equal planes, and she's like, do as you will. You know? So, I don't think Big Mom's going to do anything to Marco, waste any of her time trying to fight Marco, because Marco's legitimately, and by this point, it's been confirmed he's an Admiral-level character. He is the only one of the first commanders at this point who's been confirmed to be Admiral-level. So, we have this fat samurai in the background saying, Straw Hat, go onward. And he's like, thanks. He's running through the hall, banquet hall inside the castle. The whole island is in an uproar. Do you think they'll come up here? There is no one in the tatami room with us. Can you imagine? Will you play a song for us, Miss Maria? Of course. How about this one? On a snowy night, those who wish to be united but could never be together, at last will meet beneath the light of the moon. Their passions run high, and this is basically an allusion to the samurai. Yeah, no, literally. Yeah. So the thing is about Black Maria, right, is we never see her legs. We never see her legs. I still think it's kind of possible that she could be a mermaid. I really want her to have, like, a megalodon fruit, something aquatic. Like, some form of aquatic Ancient Zone. That's what I want Black Maria to have. And if she does that, dude, then that's a big Fortnite dub. Black Maria is hot. She's got a great character design. She's got horns and, like, swords in her bun. She's probably top 3 of the Tobi Roppo for sure. And I cannot wait to see what she's got in store, because there's no way she's just going to be fucking playing around, just playing this, I forget what this thing is called. It's like a Japanese guitar, and there's a name for it, but I've forgotten about it. But anyways, down to the bread and butter of this chapter, because while that is all cool, we got to see some Marco Perospero interaction and explanation, which is what we've been asking for. And we've also been wondering why it's been like 3 or 4 chapters and Big Mom still has not shown back up outside the banquet hall. Is because she's just easily distracted. She's a little bit poo-brain. And she's got to explain to her little boy why she's doing what she's doing. But real quick, if you scroll up to the panel of Perospero and Big Mom kind of facing towards Marco, look how cool that landscape looks. Like, you see that giant sword in the ground, and then there's that Oni.
Okay, This entire landscape was shown when they first got to Onigashima. Did you know that, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But like the giant sword looks really
I'm just
dope.
saying. I think I maybe didn't notice the giant sword before.
That's why I was like,
look, it's also at the top of the chapter, by where it says "Got that Perisphere." You can see the giant sword. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, dude, Onigashima looks so really fucking dope. Cool. The illustration is absolutely gorgeous. You can see there's like those Oni type fountains that's right next to Perisphere. That looks fucking sick. The giant sword looks absolutely sick. Just what a great setting. All right, now to the bread and butter. I'm sure this is gonna look really fucking cool in the anime. Black Maria playing that like Japanese guitar, and then it flips over to the samurai. I cannot wait for this to be animated, because you know when this is animated, it's gonna be the dopest shit ever. It's gonna be the dopest shit ever. All of these scabbards now, Neko and Inu in their badass-looking Sulong forms, they're all lined up. Kaido is racing towards them. Just, like, look at the lines, dude. The lines of motion. These panels look so absolutely amazing. And wow, dude. It's crazy. And, Dylan, I'm going to let you speak your piece on this, because I think you made a comment about this. I think I'm going to describe the fight, and then we'll get into how this chapter has just kind of flipped the power scaling just on its fucking head. Okay? Insane panel. Kaido's so fucking humongous, dude. Just bits of him take up entire panels. So we have the entire Red Scabbard force all together. They're a little bit battered and bruised, but, no significant damage yet. And they're ready to take on Kaido. Dude, this is crazy. Because people theorize, like, a lot of people theorize that this wouldn't even happen. This wouldn't even go down like this. And that the samurai might not even show up as hard as they did. But as you could see, dude, they're all fucking showing up. Every single one of them. They're hopping around this fucking super badass fight scene. Kinemon, like, they're all doing something.
They're all
None of them
off.
They're all popping off. Like, none of them are weak. None of them are falling behind. They're all able to contribute. They're all... Oh, sorry, I just dropped something. But they're all super passionate about this fucking fight with Kaido. And then you see... Dude, look at this panel right here. They're all heading towards Kaido, and he opens his gaping maw, and he's going up. Raizo of the Mist says his roaring turns into lightning, which, dude, that's gotta be like a hockey roar, or because hockey can create and manipulate weather to an extent. It makes the sky split. It makes storms happen, and then when hockey attacks of high level hit each other, it almost sparks and creates a lightning. So I don't know if this is a feature of the dragon fruit. Like, I know he does the high beam energy attacks. I assume that's not the only thing the dragon fruit can do. So this lightning scream might be a product of the dragon fruit. But anyways, look how fucking awesome they looked at this point. What's her face? Izo, right, with the guns? She's basically taken Kandro's place as the ninth scabbard at this point. Yeah,
100%. Like, she's replacing Kandro's.
Yeah, 100%. She's basically replaced Kandro as the ninth scabbard, so we're not down a scabbard. We totally have Izo here. And another crazy thing this chapter, let's just get over here. Let's talk about this first, because we're on the page right now where he's growling, and they're all heading towards him, and we see little snippet panels of all the samurai looking very serious and focused and ready to fight, and Kikunoju looks so fucking badass in her samurai armor. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oda is paying so much lip in fan service to the Red Scabbards right now, and I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking it. Neko Mamushi doing something totally just out of the ballpark from what we've seen from him previously. There is nothing even close to this we saw on Zou against their fight with Jack. So it just goes to show you how much more powerful they've gotten in their Sulong form. Crimson Cat Dance. He does like a spiral spinning tornado and uppercuts Kaido, basically. And there's even a really cool panel where he's like, meow. which is really fucking badass. These Sulong forms are really awesome and have made me actually like and appreciate the Sulong forms because, I kind of shit on them from time to time. Kawamatsu leaping above the full moon. Leaping above the full moon with his really awesome... He has got a really cool-looking sword. It has no hilt. It's kind of like Sasuke's sword from Naruto. It's just like a straight,
it's also
really
like
cool-looking sword. I think...
well.
Yeah, it's... I think it's deadass like a... Does that count as a black blade, dude? Like... Dude, it's like half black. I don't know if it's like a half... It's probably like a great sword if we're going to be real. At least like a nice great sword. That's a really nice looking sword. He says Kappa style, River of Sea on my translation. And it's just like this really fucking awesome like whirlpool style sword attack in the air that fully envelops Kaido. And you could see in the previous panel that there's blood splatter. Like, he is definitely hurting Kaido to some degree. And all of Kaido's subordinates are down there. They're beating the fuck up, and they're like, huh? Their attacks are hurting Kaido. And then Kaido does a little bit of a glare, and Kawamatsu gets fucking launched. Like, really launched, dude. Like, destroys a whole mountain type launched. And that's something that I needed to see. To be real with you, like, Kaido had to retaliate in some form this chapter. You and me both theorized that Kaido, this isn't really Kaido at his full power.
I definitely don't.
At his full power. No. And that, like, we're definitely going to see Kaido retaliate and probably, like, defeat the Scabbards pretty soon. Then we have Inuarashi doing Canine Scourge. So he comes to Kaido with extreme force, and he's now using his sword leg. Now, if you remember, I keep on bringing this up, but Neko got a gun hand, and Inuarashi got the sword leg, and I was totally like, dude, the sword leg is way better than the gun hand, right? Because it takes, like, really skilled hockey users to be able to utilize guns with hockey. So I really doubt Neko
see in the next panel here.
Yeah, dude, that's the big thing. That's the big thing that happened this chapter. That's the really big thing. Because this is... Okay, here we go. Anyways, Inuarashi goes straight into Kaido's, like, side with some... It looks to be like Ryu, obviously, to be able to penetrate that.
Can't without it.
And, yeah, there's no way it's not. And there's blood coming out of it. Looks really fucking cool. Fallen snow scythes. Slicing rounds. Dude, that slices and actually hurts Kaido. So this right here is the first time, I think, on panel where we have been confirmed to see bullets infused with hockey. I don't think any other... Like, there have been a bunch of times where it's been implied, like, there's no way Ben Beckman would point a gun at Kizaru without, like, having hockey round potential. And then also, Yasop definitely has to be able to do this. And he's probably one of the best users of the hockey bullet style in the verse. But it has never been straight up confirmed visual scene on panel that we've seen bullets manipulated with hockey. Now, I don't know until this. Today. So I don't know if the hockey is, like, making the bullets turn into those fallen snow scythe slicing rounds. That's not really what I'm talking about. Perhaps those are just special bullets. The more important thing here...
what I feel like this could be possibly is just like a sort of a visual representation of, like, Rio on the bullets. Because, like, if you see, like, on the bottom two bullets, you can actually see, like, what appears to be bullets at least. You know what I mean?
It could be a physical representation of the Rio on the bullets, for sure. Especially since, like, I've there is evidence nowadays to suggest that ranged sword attacks are in themselves, like, some form of advanced hockey. So, like, this could possibly be, like, bullets, combination of a ranged sword attack type beat that's making, like, this physical manifestation around it. Or it could just be a lot simpler than that, and they could just be special bullets. We don't know for a fact. I'm sure we're going to see this. We're definitely going to get, like, an updated Scabbard data book later on, and it's going to outline, like, all the Scabbard's abilities. So we'll probably get some more context for this later on. The big fucking important thing is that Kaido's being hurt by bullets right now. And that definitely has to be Ryu-infused bullets, because it's just not even enough for them to be hockey-infused bullets. It's got to be, like, some good fucking hockey. It's got to be some good shit. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Extremely impressive coming from Izo. Something that, like, another thing is making the Whitebeard commanders look fucking great. You know what I mean? Yeah. So here we are. Enough nonsense. None of the attacks bear a resemblance to Odin's blades. He's thinking this to himself. He's starting to power up a flame burst. And he's looking down at them. He's like, so why can they cut me? Why are they able to cut me? And this is the thing. We don't like to talk about the chapter at all prior to reviewing it. We like to save our thoughts for the discussion. But this is something that I texted Dylan about earlier today. And we go down to the next panel, and he's about to shoot a blast breath at them in retaliation. And here comes Raizo, dude. Ninpo, scrolling jutsu. And he says, my scrolls can wrap around anything in existence. And he's like, now I return it to you. Blast breath. And on the original translation that I read, Dylan, it said it was like Maki scroll or something.
Yeah, Maki.
And it led me to believe, like, dude, is this really like some... Do you have the ability to use summoning scrolls in the One Piece world like they do in Naruto? Or is this a Devil Fruit ability? Like, here's the thing, when I say this, I haven't looked back, but I'm pretty sure there has been instances where Raizo has spoken about the ability of the devil and Devil Fruit abilities, and like how Lady Toki had like some special ability. So I really don't know what's going on here. I can't say for sure. I haven't gone back and fact checked this, but this is looking like it could deadass be a Devil Fruit ability.
Yeah, I feel like it could be, especially with how like Kiamon and his Devil Fruit ability, he didn't know it as like a Devil Fruit ability. He knew it as something else.
Just like saw it as some like dark art, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, like in the original translation, it was like Maki something, and that sounds like a Devil Fruit attack. You know what I mean? Because you know, it's like Gomu no something, so it's like the Maki scroll. So it's either that this is a really cool fucking awesome Devil Fruit ability, or ninja are really that dope in the One Piece world, and there is like ninja magic, and they can use summoning scrolls.
I'm fine with either of the possibilities. They both are dope.
Yeah, me too. I'm fine with either of them. But I kind of want it to be a Devil Fruit ability, because this is a cool Devil Fruit ability if that is the case. And he's like, my scrolls can wrap around anything in existence. This sounds like a Devil Fruit ability. Like, come on. And now I return it to you. Blast breath. Oh, and also he uses shadow clones. Those are shadow clones. I just noticed. Do you see that?
Wait a minute.
He's got copies of himself. Those are shadow clones.
Yes.
I'm just noticing this now. Okay, so they really deadass have like badass ninja art. It's either those are shadow clones, or that's like one of those instances where he's moving really fucking fast to the point where he's leaving after images.
Yeah.
But dude, those look like deadass straight up shadow clones. And he's like, now I return it to you, blast breath, restoration, and that hurts Kaido. He's like, he's in pain. Holy shit. And everybody's surprised, like, Master Kaido, what's happening? How can he be taking so much damage? But then, of course, after that's all done, he's rather unscathed. He's got a couple scratches, he's a little bit burnt up. But even after that barrage of attacks from the entirety of the Red Scabbards, which we're so happy to see the Red Scabbards actually showing up here, a lot of people might be angry about this. A lot of people might be actually, like, livid that these people are, like, contesting with Kaido. But I think they're contesting with Kaido rather appropriately. And I actually like this fight a lot, because Kaido doesn't seem to be, like, really fucking tripping about it. He's getting stabbed, he's getting shot at, he's getting burnt up, and...
I feel like he is tripping about it, but we'll get into that.
He's tripping about it, but he's not fucking really worried. I don't think he's, like, super worried.
He's just confused how they're, like, hurting.
Yeah. And Kinamon's tied. He's like, huff, huff. And then it goes to a flashback. And, come on, I'll teach you. No, thank you. We have our own styles of fighting. and he's talking to his kid. Oh, no, he's not talking to his kid. He's talking to his wife, the Lady Toki. He's like, but Odin two-sword style is the greatest there is. Why won't they learn it? And she's like, because they would have fought a great big fight over who would be your most foremost disciple. They love you so much, they would have killed each other. So, none of them wanted to learn the two-sword style, but now we see at the bottom of this next page, he's like, well, first thing in the side part of the previous page, it says Odin. Kaido's talking out loud, and he's like, what do you think you're doing? And they're all looking at him with just a fucking stare, like a straight-up stare down. Like, the scabbards look so cool right now. All their designs are really coming through. They look really great. And they're all looking at Kaido, and they all say, two-sword style. And one of the things I have to question right now is where did those fucking swords come from? Like, they must have had to pick them up from somewhere. Not all of them have two swords. I think it's just Denjiro who has two swords.
No, Kinemon has two swords.
Oh, yeah, Kinemon does have two swords. But they're all posting up, and they're like, two-sword style. You waste your time with this cheap imitation. Okay, first of all, here's the thing about Ryu. And they're all, like, not listening to him. He's like, listen to me! And so I guess at some point they did listen to him, and he did teach him Ryu to a degree, and now all this time they've kind of had to hone it. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're implying here, that all of the Red Scabbards to some degree know Ryu. And yeah, at first, I remember when they first, kind of jumped Kaido, I was very hesitant to admit that Inu and Neku had Ryu, but it's pretty much confirmed in this chapter that they do. And it's not too out of, like, disbelief, because Inu and Neku are, like, third commander level characters in their base form. The Red Scabbards are all, they're all, like, high top-tier samurai in the Wano country, and they've always been, like, hyped the fuck up. Like, the samurai are supposed to be super strong, so I think this is kind of appropriate.
I agree.
But anyways, last panel of the chapter here, Dylan. Holy shit. All the Red Scabbards gang up on Kaido's scar.
I don't think it's all of them. I think it's just 4 of them. We don't see all of them.
3, 4. Oh, you're right. There's not... Well, Raizo obviously does not have the capability to do this shit. I don't think Raizo has Ryu. Like, there's no way. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. Like, they give him the scroll, the ninja arts he's retaliating with. Like, that's reasonable, and that's really fucking cool. But, I don't think he has Ryu.
All I'm saying is that nobody saw this happening. In the beginning of this arc.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. 100%.
So, like, I wouldn't be surprised, is all I'm saying.
I wouldn't be surprised, but, like, what would he even use it for? Like, throwing shurikens at him? Like, these are... Raizo isn't even really a samurai as much as he's a ninja. He's a ninja. He's just a retainer. He's a scabbard, but he's not a samurai. So, Denjiro, Kinemon, Ashura Doji, and then Inuarashi seems are the people who are really fucking showing up right now. And they're the ones... To be honest, I feel like it would have been a little bit more appropriate for Kiku to be slicing here than Inuarashi, but I don't know. They all 4 of them went in for Kaido's scar, which is just like, that's a big BM fuck you. That's crazy. This is crazy. Dude, what great fucking fighting on panels. What a great fight this is. This is some on-panel, on-screen fighting. This is not, the jump cuts that we've been getting. This is some real-ass fucking top-tier fighting in One Piece, and it just feels so great to be reading it live.
It feels amazing.
Do you have any comments?
Oh boy, do I have like 1 or 2 big ones.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need to say. So, like we were talking about earlier, right? It's like crazy that the Scabbards are doing this, right? But it's like believable. So here's the thing. I feel like all of these attacks they're doing before, like they're hurting him, right? He's confused. He's like, huh? Like, none of these attacks bear a resemblance to Odin's blade, so how can they cut me? Like, he's like genuinely confused. Like, they aren't as strong as Odin, so how in the world are they like able to cut him, right? And I feel like this is like, okay, they have, like, some of them have Rio, right? It's gonna be hard to put this in the words. The Scabbards, I feel like any other opponent maybe couldn't do this, but they could. But like, I feel like because it's Kaido, and because like they know, like they even said like, all right, we're gonna die and we're taking you with us, right? Like, they're going into this fight and they don't expect to make it out alive. They're like they're going, I feel like the Scabbards are going beyond like their limits and how strong they usually are, because they're like putting their lives on the line. And like, this is like the fight that they've like been like living the past 20 years to have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so I feel like because of that, it is making it like, it's like they're pushing themselves harder to be able to like truly hurt Kaido. And like, he's like, even like, how is this possible, right? And the last attack, right, with Ashura Doji, Kiyomon, Denjiro, and Inarashi, like the same one Odin did on Kaido to give him his scar, I feel like that's gonna like do some big damage, right? I definitely think like there's no way a attack that big isn't gonna do like not like a little damage. Like, I feel like it's gonna do a pretty good amount of damage, right?
I feel like it's gonna piss him off beyond belief.
Listen. Okay, so I feel like with this attack, he's gonna realize like, shit. All right, I kind of gotta fight back now and like actually try, and then that's when we're gonna see him clap back and like really start to like fuck him up, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like even though this attack is gonna do a lot of damage to him, I feel like because he's like a mythical Zoan, his regeneration's gonna be crazy, right?
Or is he?
Or okay. Well, then what would he be if he's not a Zoan?
Well, the thing.
Would he be a dragon? That whole thing?
No, I'm just saying, like, we've had this discussion before. All the ancient zones are also the dragon fruit. So if he's a mythical zone, then that will also inherently make them all mythical zones.
That's true.
Like,
I looked into that though, and I think it's just a translation thing.
It's either that, or like the thing is that this isn't a mythical zone, and dragons really do just exist in the world of One Piece, and they've kind of been alluded to exist.
Yeah.
Like, they might have existed at some point.
So you're saying it might be in the One Piece universe an ancient zone and not a mythical zone?
No, I don't think it's an ancient zone. I think it's just might be a regular zone. Just the dragon fruit.
Okay, but it
might not be the mythical dragon fruit.
Okay, but it would have to be an ancient zone if it existed a long time ago, because it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right about that. Dude, it's weird. Because listen, I'm pretty sure, like, it's been said so many times at this point that all the dinosaur fruits are the dragon fruit ancient type, and then it says the name of the fruit. Like, that's been, and I think if you go to the wiki, it's like that. So that's always been the point where that's kind of had me mind fucked. Like, wait, what? So does that make them ancient zones, or does that make them mythical zones? Does that make Kaido an ancient zone? Like, do dragons exist? Like, what the fuck is going on here? But yeah, no, I mean, Kaido's fruit is the strongest zone fruit.
Obviously.
I mean, other than the mythical zones.
Yeah.
Other than the mythical zones, like, it's the strongest. Okay, aside from the fucking Phoenix fruit, I can't think of any fruit, any other zone that could contest with this.
Yeah, no, I can't either.
It's top tier among zone fruits. It's top fucking tier. And the thing is that the Phoenix fruit pales in comparison to it. The only thing the Phoenix fruit really has over it is it makes the user like deadass invincible. But that doesn't. I would just have to put the dragon fruit over the Phoenix fruit for all its utility. How fucking crazy big it makes the user. Dude, it's got some crazy feats. I feel like it's got to be the best zone fruit we've seen so far. I just don't think we've seen anything better than it. So the dragon fruit is kind of mind-boggling. We haven't got an official name for Kaido's fruit yet. We really have not. So I don't know when they're going to reveal that. I don't know what the fuck is up. but they're obviously shrouding it in mystery for some reason. There's got to be some niche to it, because really it is the thing that's keeping us from finally confirming whether dragons like existed in the One Piece world or not. Because if it is a mythical zone, then that proves that like Eastern dragons, or maybe even dragons in general. But the thing is that we already know dragons exist in the world of One Piece, because Monsters is canon to One Piece, and Ryuma slays a dragon in Monsters.
Really?
Yeah. So Ryuma from.
Yeah. I know what
you're
talking about.
That the snapshot is canon to One Piece.
I didn't know it was canon to One Piece.
Oh, it is.
That's very interesting.
It is 100% stipulated by Oda, by everybody, that it is canon to One Piece. And the thing is also, I'll talk about this right now. A commenter on our last OnePod podcast below linked and I'll send this to you later, Dylan, but he linked a entire One Piece timeline, because I was asking, like, I was talking about in the last chapter review how how much of the history do we know like occurred before the Void Century. And there's a fair bit of stuff that we know, nothing too concrete, but there's a fair bit of stuff we know that happened prior to that century, but nothing really so concrete that it like will give you any clues to what happened in the Void Century. I just thought it's always weird how they never really truly bring it up. Like, it seems like everybody in the world of One Piece is kind of ignorant as fuck. I mean, go to the beginning of the story in the East Blue. The people in the East Blue, it almost seems like they don't even know what fucking devil fruits are. Do you know what I mean? And it just seems like they're very ignorant to what happens in like the main part of the world. Like, they have some general idea, but they think a lot of it's just like, I don't know, like fucking myths and stuff. They don't really know the existence of devil fruits. They're just normal people. It's kind of the same vibe I get with the history of One Piece. It's just like, okay, we know a little bit about the previous history. It's been mentioned here or there, but nothing too concrete. But yeah, so a commenter did post that down below in the last video, and it was really interesting to read. But on that timeline, they showed that Ryuma he sliced the head of a dragon and then become the greatest warrior in Wano. And Ryuma is also canon to Wano, and in the Wano legend of Ryuma, they talk about how he cut off the head of a dragon. So it's just like, dude, I think dragons are already confirmed to be real in the world of One Piece. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, anything else you would like to talk about, Dylan?
Nope, not really.
Why don't you give this chapter a rating?
I'll give it an 8 or 7.5 or 8.
I'm gonna give it a solid 8 just because this is top tier fighting.
Yeah.
I'm really waiting for that chapter though, because dude, I've been so spoiled by One Piece lately. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for that fucking crazy ass chapter to make my cock tingle so much that I give it a 9 or a 10. But yeah, I feel like this one definitely gets a solid 7.5 to 8. This one was a great chapter, really good illustrations. We just saw Kaido fighting Samurai the whole chapter and kind of getting his ass whooped. And then also, my favorite parts of the chapter, I'll just highlight, was when Izo shot at Kaido. We got the Marco interaction as well. And then I think my favorite part of this chapter, to tell you the truth, to be honest, was Raizo. I really liked seeing Raizo's techniques. And then if you go back to the panel where he's restoration.
Yeah, no, I was shitting my pants when I read through this the first time.
He looked down at the bottom. Look how fucking cool Raizo looks. Like he's appearing from a plume of smoke with a giant dragon wrapped up in his fucking scroll. Which, dude, that's gotta be a devil fruit ability. Come on. That looks like a devil fruit ability. How come the scroll's so fucking big now? Seems like he could just make scrolls. And honestly, if that's a devil fruit ability, that's got to be one of the coolest ones I've seen in a while. Because it's just a really cool concept, being able to use summoning scrolls. But yeah, anyways, guys, we rated the chapter. We talked about the chapter. Thank you again for joining us with another episode of the OnePod podcast. Thank you so much, Dylan, for being here. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please slap a like on it. If you are enjoying the content you see on the channel, I'd be very flattered if you were to subscribe. And with that, guys, I'm going to have to see you in the next one. Peace. Goodbye.